Welcome back to DubyaCast. Today, I thought we could start covering special effects master Danny Lee's work on the flying scene, some of the major subplots of It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. The one that we'll be focusing on today starts when Mickey Rooney and Buddy Hackett arrive too late to chart a Ben Blue the biplane pilot's aircraft, leaving Sid Caesar and Edie Adams that misfortune. Mickey and Buddy find their way to a posh country club, sneak past the front desk, find drunk pilot Jim Backus sleeping on the pool table, wake him up, and soon find themselves airborne in his private plane. After he drinks too much, he falls over and knocks himself out, leaving the two friends in control of the plane. Well, maybe in control is too strong a word. After no small amount of in-flight escapades, they're talked down by a colonel and end up literally gate-crashing a serene lunch in the airport restaurant.
That's not a gate.
Shut up! To be really specific, today we'll hear about Danny's thoughts on what happened inside the plane. What I asked him first was, how involved were you with the flying scenes?
Not too much. We had a cage that would roll upside down and around. It works like a ball, and it would go any way you wanted it to. It was a cage, but that was built from an old picture. We rented the cage and built the interior inside. We controlled it hydraulically. So we got that the scenes with he was drinking and they were flying, and that's the only thing I can think of.
And that's how Danny accomplished the cockpit scenes with Mickey Rooney and Buddy Hackett. After I asked him about them, I got thinking about another question on my list, about the true aviators of Mad World, Frank Tallman and Paul Mantz. Both were, in fact, so into their work that they both died in separate air crashes, Tallman in 1978 and Mantz in 1965. They're credited in the title sequence of the film as aerial supervision. I asked Danny, tell us a little bit more about Frank Tallman and Paul Mantz.
Tallman did all the flying.
Mm-hmm. What did Paul Mantz do?
Boss.
Mm-hmm. What about the helicopters?
That would be a helicopter company, which I have nothing to do with hiring or firing.
And there you have all the information you'll ever need on Frank Tallman and Paul Mantz. If you want more, however, check out their IMDb and Wikipedia links, all in the description. As for announcements, I've got just one today. A couple weeks ago, we talked about the driving scenes of Mad World. One of the sequences in discussion showed Phil Silvers driving his fragile automobile into a canyon. He runs over a rock and manages to get it leaking oil. Viewing this scene in slow motion, I agreed with modern Mad World location photographer Ron Kowal's idea that the outlet hose for Danny's oil-leaking contraption might be visible as he drives over the rock. I couldn't be sure, though, so I sent Danny an email. He replied with a nice breakdown of his average oil leak rig. As for the hose in the picture, he said, I don't recall that particular rigging, but it doesn't look like it's big enough to put out enough oil to read on camera. Prior to this take, this car has been through a lot on that road. I wouldn't say it was part of our rigging, but maybe something else tore loose from under the car. If you want to see a diagram of Danny's oil leak rig, go like DubyaCast on Facebook. Also watch for a follow-up Flying Scenes episode in the coming weeks. But before I go, it's time for the DubyaCast comment question of the day, which is, would you rather be left in control of a small plane and have to be talked down, or spend the morning in an unstable 1916 model biplane? Be sure to leave your answer in the comment section below, and thanks for watching DubyaCast.
You know, there's a guy called Charles Lindbergh who flew his plane from New York to Paris. No kidding! Yeah. And I don't know how many hours. Well, you could always ask him. I'm not going to ask him nothing. You could look it up. I'm not even going to look it up. Shut up.